Hi guys, want to go over a little problem I have with a Chrysler Town and Country. It's a 2009 or a 10. It's weird how they do the model year of Chrysler. Anyway, got a little rant I gotta have with the dealerships. I've been a mechanic most of my life, grew up around it. I mean, this is my shop. It's a decent shop. I'm a heavy equipment forklift mechanic. Well versed in diesel and gasoline engines alike. It don't matter. The problem I have is with the dishonesty that happens from your local dealership. This is my wife's van. Bought it used, and it had a recall on it. The recall was done previous to us purchasing the van. It is in the ignition switch. It's the WCM, the wireless control module. Now, I myself, I can't change it out. I mean, I can change it, but it has to be programmed to the vehicle, and you got to have the dealer computer, and they do that shit just so you as the consumer home mechanic, or even if you're pretty well equipped like I am, you can't do it because it has to be flashed with a dealer computer. Well, I have an intermittent no start issue with this van. They're pretty common for it. It's that wireless control module. Sometimes it'll start, and then the next time you go, you could try it 10 times and it'll start. There it is. And it won't start. And that issue is directly related to that wireless control module. I took the van down there because recall work is lifetime warranty work. I know the previous owners. I know the dealership they took it to. I took it down. Oh yeah, we'll cover it, no problem. So take it down there, and they call me up and they say, "Oh, your starter's bad." And I said, "No, starter was put on right before I brought it to you." "Oh, it must be your alternator." I said, "No, it's not my alternator. That was put on at the same time the starter was." "Oh, then your battery must have a dead cell in it." Okay, the battery's brand new. The alternator is brand new. The starter, which you can't really see, is brand new. And when I explained all that to him, "Oh, well, you must have, AutoZone or whatever." I said, "No, they're Chrysler Direct parts other than the battery's a Napa battery, Well, then you must have a bad terminal. And I work a lot of hours. My wife needs a van." I said, "Well, how much just change the terminal?" $70. It's okay. So I paid for that. Wife goes down to the dealership to pick the van up. Some bitch is dead in the parking lot. She can't leave the dealership. The problem is dealerships don't want to fix your vehicle. Flat out. They can say they do. There's a huge conflict of interest there. Huge. Why the hell would they fix your shit when they got a whole lot full of brand new cars they want to sell you? They want to get them things just long enough to get outside the warranty period, and then they want to go, "Oh, well, it's going to cost you more than the vehicle's worth to fix, but here we can show you some really nice options on a newer vehicle, and we can get you into an affordable payment." Well, what if you don't want payments? What if you want to fix what you have? It's dishonest. It's just dirty bullshit. So then, I go out down there to get my wife, and they tell me that the tipm is bad, the total integrated control module. This is your tipm in Chrysler products. Okay. They told me, "Oh, you gotta have us do it because we gotta flash the computer." Well, that's bullshit too. You don't have to do that. You zip tie your battery cables together after they're unhooked, and after everything's unhooked, you zip tie them together, and you discharge the diodes and capacitors. That's a hard reset. I'm not stupid. This is what they do. So here's the tipm. I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. The fact of the matter is they don't want to do something they're not going to get paid for. And that wireless control module in the dash, or otherwise known as your ignition switch in these newer vehicles, they don't want to change that shit. I know that's a goddamn problem, but they don't want to change it because they're not going to get paid. And the technicians don't want to do that because on recall work, they get paid half of their billable rate. So if he's supposed to be making 4 hours at $25 an hour, he's supposed to make $100 to do it. He's only going to get $50. So the technician don't want to do it. The dealership don't want to do it because the manufacturers know that it's bullshit how much these people charge, so they cut their rate in half. And they can do that because they're the manufacturer. But you, the customer, you can't do that. You can't tell them, no, that's bullshit. That's why guys like me in small shops stay as busy as we do. Because we can't afford to screw people over. It's going to come back. We're going to end up having to do the shit for free. So we fix it affordably and we do it right, because a reputation's a hard thing to build and an easy thing to lose. But the dealerships don't give a shit because they have special computers and tooling that average guys don't have. So I'm going to go back and fight with Chrysler because I can show you guys a quick trick. The whole point of this video, I got a little bit out in the weeds on this deal because I'm pissed off about Chrysler. You know, that's why I build old stuff. You don't have worry about computers. But all you do to test your starter, you get down in here, you cross your 30 and 87. It's just a 4-pin relay. It's pretty standard stuff. Pretty easy to do, but you just cross them over to see if your starter's good. And obviously there's nothing wrong with the starter. There's nothing wrong with the wiring to the starter. There's nothing wrong with the tipm. I've proven all this shit. I've done it over and over. I've done this shit too much. Hang in there, guys. There ain't a whole hell of a lot more I can tell you about it. You're going to fight your dealerships, you know, because they kind of got you by the short and curlies. There ain't nothing you can do about it on some things. You need their computer. And if you could buy that computer, which most of the time you can't, but if you could, most factory authorized software is $10,000. Your average guy can't afford that. And it's $2-3 grand a year to update the shit. You know, it's bad enough. I've got a Snap-on Modus. That only lets you in so far. And they want $1,200 every 8 months to update that. So, I don't know. Hang in there, guys. If you've ran into this problem with a Chrysler Town & Country or a Jeep, the newer Wranglers I know are like that, or JKs, your 4-door Wrangler. Yeah, the tipms are known to have issues, but luckily I had a known good one and put it in there, waited the 2 hours and reset everything, did a hard reset on it. Didn't fix it. I'm not saying that's not your problem, but chances are on these things it's that wireless control module. Jeeps and the Chrysler Town & Country minivans, they're real common for it. Don't let the dealerships bullshit you. They're assholes.